this episode, Nigerian president wants all Nigerians to go back to farming. That is the solution to all our problems. In Ghana, a pastor allegedly naked some women to pray for them so that they will be holy in this new year. Find out the truth about that story. And in Sudan, find out why the prime minister resigned abruptly. Do not forget, you can always click the timestamp in the description below to fast forward to the story that you would like to watch. Please subscribe. It's the new year. We're still begging you. Don't worry, it is free of charge. But it will help us if you subscribe. And also if you click the bell button, that is what tells you whenever we upload a new video. And please like this video if you enjoy it. And please share it on your social media platforms. It would really help us. Koido, please roll the camera. What's up, people? It's your girl Adeola. Happy New Year. This is our first episode this year. I'm so excited. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for everybody that watched the recap of 2021. I really love all your advice on how we can make this show better. If you are yet to, please watch the recap of 2021 and leave something in the comment section so that we can hear from you guys. So my people, a miracle happened in the new year. I know my hair is suddenly different. Don't get carried away by that. Funny, it's a film trick something. We do that a lot of times on this show. Anyway, but like I said, a miracle happened as we were celebrating the new year like that. Guess what? Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari granted an interview. Father, a round of applause for my father. I'm telling you guys, in some countries, the president would, from time to time, address his or her nation, address the people, take questions from reporters. In our own country, Nigeria, it's a very rare something. In the whole 7 years that Oga Buhari has been president, you can literally count the number of interviews the man has granted.
And so the interview was a rare one.
The president's preference for communication with his people, we had been told, was not through interviews. And in almost 7 years of an 8-year presidency, one could count on one hand how many sit-downs he's had.
Thank you. Thank you very much, my sister. In case you're watching, we love you on this show. Oh, by the way, we are loving your natural hair, auntie. It is making us jolly, making our heads swell. We just appreciate you. Anyway, I was so shocked that they asked for the questions ahead of time in order to prep Mr. President.
The only conditions, we had to send the questions beforehand, and we had 40 minutes, a generous increment from an earlier 30.
The devil is a liar. But if you missed that interview, the summary of it is that if you're a Nigerian, no matter what problem you are facing, my father and my God, the solution to all your problems is to do what? Go back to farming. Go back to farming. The president kept talking about farming as the solution to every of our problems in Nigeria. So as usual, your girl is here, to help you break down the interview at your service. So they asked my father about insecurity in the country because that is, of course, our biggest challenge right now. And this is what he said.
If you ask anybody from Borno State, from Yobe State, from Adamawa State, there were a number of local governments, about 18, that were in the hands of Boko Haram. None of any local government now is strictly in the hands of Boko Haram.
Okay, first of all, sir, what about the rest of the country? More than 100 people were still killed in Zamfara on Tuesday, and I think about 50 people were killed in Benue.
Northwest continues to be of concern, where we see bandits unleashed in many parts of the Northwest, sometimes getting to the north central of the country.
In the Northwest, it's the same people, the same culture, stealing each other's animals, killing each other, burning villages.
So they're just killing each other. That's seriously?
Within the last 4 weeks, there are improvements in the security. There is improvement in the security.
Sir, let me... You know that is a lie from the pit of hell. Oniranyo, Oga Buhari, you are lying somebody. You're not even Oga lying. Oh, by the way, they asked him about the herdsmen crisis. The fact that these herdsmen are moving into other regions of the country, forcefully taking people's lands, even killing innocent farmers, so that their own cows can graze on these people's land. I was shocked that our president said that there's absolutely nothing we can do about the weather, which is one of the factors, about the climate, in order to ensure that herdsmen don't face as much drought in their own region, so that they will stop going into other people's lands. I was shocked that he said there's not much we can do.
But now that we're entering the peak of the dry season, perhaps we could see a resurgence again. Would you say that we have dealt with that problem?
We cannot do much about the weather, but about the security, we have taken steps and we are seeing the results. For the weather, we can only pray and hope.
I don't get it. There are things that we can do now in order to ease the drought, starting with planting of trees. Guys, I have talked several times about how the planting of trees can really help us with climate crisis. I know it's a long-term solution. It will take years to see the result, but we have to start somewhere. Right now, Ghana is on a mission to plant 20 million trees. What about us, Nigeria? And in fact, they've started planting it in Ghana. In Kenya, I've talked about Wangari Maathai, that is my Kenyan mother, who is late now. Her organization has planted over 30 million trees in Kenya. Senegal is doing the same thing. Djibouti is doing the same thing. They call it the Great Green Wall. I've talked about it on this show. An African-led movement with an ambition to grow 8,000 kilometers of trees across the entire width of Africa. You know, those countries are already seeing the result. You don't even need to wait for long. Within a couple of years, you will start seeing the result. We also have to start somewhere in Nigeria and stop acting like we're helpless. We seriously need a president. Thank God election is coming up. We need a president that will take climate change seriously and ensure that it doesn't lead to conflict over resources like we're facing right now in Nigeria. This whole herdsmen crisis started with water. Let us set up grazing fields for them like they do in India. I did a whole episode about that. Just set up where they can be grazing instead of them going everywhere. And then let us start planting trees in the meantime so that they will stop going about killing people because of cows. In everything that we are doing.
The economy, when we came, the militants were unleashed in the south. Production went down to 500,000 barrels a day. But look at what we did. Within the time frame and the resources available to us relative to the government we inherited.
What did he do? Sorry, I need my glasses. What did the man do? Am I missing something? Can you please tell? These glasses is not seeing. I just, no. I really cannot see with these glasses. Take it back. People are hungry. The prices of everything have gone up.
There are a lot of Nigerians, millions of them, who might be watching this interview right now, Mr. President. I know a lot of them might be wondering just how well you understand their sufferings. The number of people who cannot put food on their tables, who are not even sure where the next meal will be coming from.
Oh, my brother. Have I told you how much we appreciate you on this show? You and Auntie Maokwe, seriously, in case you guys are watching, you are a blessed somebody.
Who are not even sure where the next meal will be coming from. How much of these pains would you say you are aware of?
I'm absolutely aware of it. But as I said, look at the vastness of Nigeria. Only 2.5% of the arable land is being used. We realize it's rather too late, but we have to go back to the land.
He wants Nigerians to go back to the farm. I warned you guys. I said his solution to all our problems is to go back to farming. Baba. Oga Buhari. And I'm not saying that people should not farm. As a matter of fact, Nigerians have always been into farming. Have we not? We are still into farming. In fact, I know a lot of young Nigerians now that are farming. Despite getting degrees in something totally unrelated, a lot of them, when they cannot find a job, people are doing mechanized farming. That is not the problem. My own father was a farming pastor. We were not buying rice and beans growing up. We used to go to the farm with the reverend when we were growing up. But what we are saying is that things are hard. Things are really tough. Prices of everything have gone up. People are barely making ends meet. And above all, herdsmen are now invading people's farms, killing farmers in thousands, taking their lands and their produce to feed their own cows. How do you expect people to farm when they no longer feel safe on their own farmlands?
There have been fears for their lives. Security has discouraged many from going into farming.
Well, as I said, we have so many meetings with the law enforcement agencies, and we are already being very hard on those criminals.
Did he speak English right there? Say bonus on me. Eda will say bonus on me. Because I'm not understanding. Oga Buhari, for how long would you defend the herdsmen? And you have been hard. Abi, what did he say? First of all, these herdsmen have been terrorizing the entire country for years now. And has he declared them as terrorists? No. He declared IPOB as terrorists. Jesus is Lord. He declared bandits as terrorists, but he did not declare the Fulani herdsmen as terrorists, even though they are terrorizing people. He has insisted that they only carry weapons to defend themselves. He has said it several times that they have the right to graze anywhere in the country.
During the course of your administration, Mr. President, the country has taken a significant number of Chinese loans. There are fears, though, in many quarters with these loans that the nation Nigeria might be being plunged into a debt trap. Are we?
Well, we take debt where it is necessary.
Do we really need to take so much money from them, by the way? And are we even in their need of all these loans? When people like you were giving out iPhones and iPads at your son's wedding.
How can we turn that down? If we had turned that down, maybe between Lagos and Bathe now we have to walk.
Give me 1 minute. First of all, I have no idea what the president said right there. I don't know if he was speaking English or his native language. I don't know. Maybe play it one more time.
If we had turned that down, maybe between Lagos and Bathe now we have to walk.
The reporters were also like, what the hell what did he just say? Their facial expression was priceless.
When you took over office in 2015, our debt stock at the time was about 12 trillion. Now it is about 32 trillion. Inflation rate was about 9%. It is now sitting about over 15%. Unemployment rate was about 8.19%. It is now 33.28%. Exchange rate was about 197 naira to $1. Is way over 400 naira to $1.
Thank you, my brother. Once again, thank you.
I'm not sure how correct the calculations are, but all I know is that we have to allow people to get access to the farms. As I said, we just have to go back to the land.
That's it. Let's all go back to farm, man. People, we need to go back to farm. That is what will change inflation rate, dollar to naira rate, the price of fuel, everything that is wrong right now in Nigeria. Let's just go back to farming. I think we've spent enough time on this interview. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this interview. You guys know I don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Moving on to Ghana, ladies and gentlemen, there's a video circulating of a Ghanaian pastor bathing his female church members during the New Year's crossover service so that they would be holy in the year of 2022. I cannot show you the video, obviously, but I'll still show you like the very beginning of the video where one woman was done bathing and moving on to get oiled by another man of God in the church while another woman was approaching to get washed.
Fast. Amen.
Okay, stop. Thank you very much. That's good. Of course, the story was reported by so many media outlets, not just Ghanaian media outlets, by the way. So many Nigerian papers carried the story with the video. It's all over Twitter. But you know, the story is actually not real. It's not true. I mean, it's real, but it was acted, is what I'm trying to say. I don't know if you guys remember the story of a pastor bathing himself in church and then giving the water in which he bathed to his church members to drink. You guys remember that story? It's the same pastor, or let me say the same actor. They call him Pastor Blinks in Ghana. On his Instagram page, he describes himself as an actor, a film director, a musician. He also adds that he's into other businesses on his Instagram page. So he does all kinds of crazy things like this, you know, like these kids, like taking off women's underwear during church service to pray for them, shaving their private parts in church. I mean, it's a lot. It's, you know, don't worry, I've asked them to blur it, but you know, here is a video of a woman in bra and underwear on the altar at his church just as they were inviting him, the Daddy Gio, to the stage.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
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 Let's welcome our Papa, Pastor Blinks.
Okay. So this is what he does. He even made it into a movie. I believe the movie is on YouTube as well. So he claimed he does these skits in order to expose fake pastors and the ridiculous things people are doing in the name of religion, as well as the stupid things that followers, are willing to do just because a pastor said so. But this has generated mixed reactions from Ghanaians, as expected. So there are so many Ghanaians saying that he's gone too far, that he's making a mockery of all pastors, making it look like there are no genuine pastors in Ghana because he's always focusing on the fake ones. The biggest criticism is the fact that he actually acts out these things. Like these ladies, they were truly naked when he was bathing them, which a part of me wanted to say this is molesting women in the name of passing a message. But I really cannot say that because nobody is forcing these women to act in his skits. You know what I mean? But even if he's paying them, they are doing it willingly. But the biggest thing for me, I saw a little girl in the audience. Did you guys thank you very much. Did you guys notice that? I'm like, why involve kids? At the same time, though, the mother of this child should be held responsible. Why would you let your child, be in that kind of setting? I don't know. If he's crazy, the parents of the child should know better. That's my own biggest issue with what's happening. So many Ghanaians are saying that he has taken it too far. Now, at the same time, there are some people who feel like what he's doing is good, that he's exposing fake pastors. Because, we've seen some pastors do crazy things. No offense, but, like my father, for example. For example, and I'm not saying that he's fake, please don't quote me. But remember when our favorite pastor from South Africa, Pastor Muboro, told women to bring their underwear to church and raise it up for prayers?
What is this?
That's crazy. And then he was holding himself and...
You like what I'm doing or not?
We do.
Oh, no, you don't have to play it now. Anyway, and then he defended doing that when they interviewed him about it.
Explain to me why people have to bring their underwear and then you place it.
So there are people who have spiritual men, spiritual husbands. An invisible man comes and sleeps with you.
And the underwear protects you.
Instead of laying my hand, we call the transferation of the anointing. I speak the word to those underwears. The power of God will get in, and when they wear it, and God does so.
Can you? Oh my God, that's enough. Huh? See, I don't know if he's still doing this, but he was also going into couples' homes to pray for them to have sex.
Yes. Now I'm going to lay my hands, Mama. Loosen kancane nje iband. Mama, just come closer and put your hand.
And then he will capture everything on camera and broadcast it live.
I bless this couple, I bless this marriage. Against any animal that separates me with my partner. We are going to go out. You go at your strength and grow with it.
What the heck? Like, how? Africans? Why? Mama, why do we do this to ourselves? So it is true that there are some pastors that are, I'm not saying that they are crazy, but they do crazy things. I think it's crazy though. And I love the fact that this same pastor is very quick to point out that another pastor is fake. Like when he spoke out against Pastor Af Lukao. You guys remember the man who raised that body? Yes, we talked about him on the show. Anyway, Moboro at that time said that this man was tarnishing the image of God.
This is wrong. We have allowed people to pollute the gospel for so long. I would like to call upon the pastor. We go to Nelson Mandela's grave and he raised him up. And we go to every funeral parlor and raise the dead.
It was a whole drama at that time. He went to report him to the police, him and some other pastors. I did a whole episode about it. Very, very interesting set of people. And then one time like that, he went on TV to say that Bushiri is fake. Anyway, so back to our Ghanaian pastor, Pastor Blinks. I'd like to know what you guys think about what he's doing. Personally, and this is a personal opinion, I don't believe you can correct something that is wrong by doing something that is wrong. That's just how I feel. Let me know what you guys think about that. I think that it's okay to expose fake pastors. I do that because I think a lot of innocent people are getting scammed. So I do think it's very important to expose fake pastors. But I don't know about bathing naked people people. I just feel like that's like going to the extreme. Once again, he's like molesting these women, but at the same time, they are the ones doing it voluntarily. So I don't know if I can call it molestation. They are doing it. Nobody is forcing them. This is not even a real pastor, and he's telling you to come and naked yourself and get bit. And I'll put the video on the internet, and you also agree to that. These are grown-up women. No, I would definitely not approve of that. And for God's sake, please do not get kids involved in your skits. At the same time, like people are saying in Ghana, it would be good for him to recognize pastors that are doing good things as well, not just the ones that are fake, because I think it's all about balance, which is something that I also like to do this year when it comes to pastors. You guys know that I talk a lot about fake pastors on this show, or pastors that are doing crazy things, I should say. Let me not call them fake, because hey, their members get upset. But at the same time, it's not like I have not talked about pastors that are doing well on this show. I've celebrated some pastors on this show for touching lives, or for speaking out against injustice, for speaking out against the government, like Bishop Kuka, Pastor Sarah Omaku, Pastor Isael Buba, Bishop Julius Adeola, Pastor Tunde Badru, Pastor Joel Rimamnura, Reverend Mbaka, when he was speaking out about the hardship that people experience from the government, Pastor Tunde Bakari for speaking out, and so on and so forth. I have talked about so many pastors on this show, Bro Billy Akani, but because of how a lot of people tend to idolize pastors, especially in Nigeria, I feel like a lot of people, they like to worship pastors. That's why I try to be careful not to paint anybody as perfect. Even some of the names that I just listed, some of the pastors that I have, praised on the show in the past, some of them have been controversial, as you guys can tell. At the same time, though, it could be of help for people who are looking for churches to attend, pastors that are genuine. So I want to do more of that. But in honest, there are so many great men of God and women of God that are touching lives, which I would love to feature in this new year. I guess I just have to do it with, the disclaimer that please appreciate these people, but Jesus should still be your standard, though. Only Jesus should be your standard. Any man can still disappoint you. It doesn't matter whether they are GOs of their church or whatever. We're all human beings. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about our Ghanaian pastor, Pastor Blinks, and of course, our South African Pastor Mumboro. You guys not don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Moving on to Sudan, January 1st was actually Sudan's Independence Day celebration, but there wasn't much to celebrate this year, as you guys must have been following the latest in Sudan. As you guys would recall, since 2019, that was when they ousted the former president Omar al-Bashir after 30 years in power. So since that time in 2019, the military and the civilian government have been sharing power, something that people have been complaining about, that they just want a democratic government. But last October of 2021, the military that had been sharing power with civilian government decided to stage a coup on the government that they've been sharing power with, and people were like, what the heck? And during that coup, they put the prime minister under house arrest, and a month after, they reinstated him as the prime minister after signing a deal that elections would hold on July of 2023, that is next year. But people were not happy, and they don't want the military at all, and as a matter of fact, they felt like they could no longer trust the prime minister. They felt like he betrayed them by agreeing to work with the military after they had staged the coup, which was why, even as they were celebrating the new year in Sudan, thousands of people were on the streets of Khartoum protesting, asking the military to leave power. Sudanese activists on social media said 2022, this year, will be the year of the continuation of the resistance, and they said that no more power sharing with the military. More than 50 people have been killed at protests since the coup happened in October. That's just heartbreaking. More than 50 people, guys, including at least 2 people this last Sunday, January 2nd. And that is according to the Pro-Democracy Sudan Central Doctors Committee. So, guess what happened when the protests intensified at the beginning of this year? The prime minister resigned. So this means that he would no longer work with the military, but this also means that the military is now fully in charge in Sudan. Meanwhile, the coup leader is insisting that the army had staged the coup in order to prevent a civil war. And he's also saying that they would transition power to civilians after July of 2023 elections. So I personally don't trust a military government that staged a coup, opened fire on peaceful protesters. We're talking about mostly young people, just because they were asking for a democratic government, killing protesters and insisting on waiting until next year, July, to hold an election. I don't trust that kind of military. What do you guys think? Let me know what you think about what's happening in Sudan. Also, should the prime minister have resigned? Should he have stayed just to have some level of democracy in their government or not? Keep in mind that at the same time, people were saying they no longer trust him. So should he have stayed as prime minister or not? I will keep you guys posted on what's happening in Sudan. You guys not know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. So, now that the president has said that the solution to all our problems is to start farming, Guys, I just want to remind you that Tundelaniran Farms have made it very easy for you to farm without actually farming. They will do the farming for you. And they are selling their lands at very, very affordable prices. Do not forget to just go on their website. You can order on their website. They have limited slots available. And they will do the CFO for you. They will do the farming for you. If you're interested, after buying the land, they will rent it from you to cultivate cassava, which they would use to make gari. And they will be paying you 30% return on your investment once every year. That is one plan. The other plan is buy cassava by itself. And of course, they will be giving you 10% return on your investment. I've talked about it in one of my videos. So please contact Tundelaniran. So if you are interested in farming, especially with all the problems that we are facing in Nigeria, as the president has said, if you are interested in farming, no, now jokes aside, for real though, there's huge money to be made if you contact Tundelaniran. It's a good investment opportunity because you don't even have to be there, and they will make sure that you get your CFO. And of course, your land will be appreciating while they are renting it from you to farm cassava. So contact them today if you are interested in farming. In fact, the president will be very proud of you. And if you are not interested in farming, if you feel like you cannot carry cutlass, maybe you are thinking about business, this Sunday, I will be hosting a live show with the founders of Help Me Waka, helpmewaka.com, that I've talked about several times on this show. They will come on the show to talk about how they started their business. If you're interested in business, where do you start? If you had a regular job, should you quit your job to start the business? Do you quit gradually? When do you quit? If you want to quit, how do you expand into other countries? They are present not just in Nigeria, but also in Ghana. And of course, they are based here in the US. So they're helping people from different parts of the world. How do you put all this together? What's the logistics like? And so on and so forth. Please, you don't want to miss that. It will be live 1 p.m. New York time, which will be 7 p.m. Nigerian time. Please join us. You know, last week we had Oluwatosin Olaseyinde of Money Africa on the show, and you guys were able to ask her all kinds of questions. And people called in from different parts of the world. Please subscribe so that you would know when I go live, although I've been announcing it for days before we went live. But thanks to everybody that joined me. If you'd like to know more about financial literacy, she's the owner of Money Africa, and all they charge is 20,000 naira per year. Just 20,000 in an entire year. They will teach you a lot of things about how to manage your money. So please make sure that you visit her page, follow her on Instagram, Money Africa. So I'll be bringing in more people as we talk about finances at the beginning of this year, so that you guys can ask them questions. People that are really good with Forex, people that are really good with real estate, and so on and so forth. So I'll keep you guys posted. All right, y'all, it's been real, and I'm keeping it right up in here. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you're here to subscribe, I'm watching you on Plasma TV. Press the subscribe button and the bell button as well. Until next time, I'm going to see you all later. Peace out.